In this week's episode, we head directly into the heart of a storm in hopes of capturing dynamic landscape photos.
It's really starting to come down. I wasn't liking the shot. I did not bring a freaking lens cloth.
Would the blizzard prove to be too much for this desert rat, or would I walk away with some photos I'm actually happy with? Stay tuned to find out. Winter storms in this area are few and far between, so I knew I needed to take advantage of it while it lasted. So I came up to the mountains today because there's this snowstorm blowing through, and gonna try to do some winter photography up here. And there's a really good scene, but I think I missed out on it. This mountain right here was just absolutely covered with snow, or like all the snow blowing through, and it looked really beautiful when I was driving up. And looks like we missed out on that shot, but so I guess what I'll do is get back in the van, keep driving up, and come to shoot what I actually drove all this way up to shoot in the snow. And that is some aspens. An aspen grove, and then we'll see what else we can find. But welcome to this landscape photography adventure. It was definitely a bummer that I missed out on that shot, but I was still pretty optimistic to see what types of photos I could create in this winter wonderland. You know, it's actually kind of difficult when you're photographing a bunch of snow like this. It's fresh, because it's hard to composition scout, because if you walk through the wrong spot, the next thing you know, you just ruined your composition. But I'm kind of liking this right now where I'm at. I'm actually getting some fresh snow hitting me right now, so I'm probably going to have to move pretty quick. I might play with some different heights and stuff with the camera, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with this scene. I hate that there's writing all over these aspen trees, but maybe we can Photoshop those out or something. But it drives me crazy when people do that. But yeah, I'm liking this log. It's kind of a nice leading line, a lot of texture in here, and we'll see how this goes. So I've been working this scene pretty good the last few minutes. Yeah, so I'm actually really liking this one-to-one crop going on right now. I just keep tapping my screen, it keeps going, but it's got a nice leading line. I like the spacing that the trees are going on, and I'm able to actually get some of the pine trees in the background. If I have any other composition, it's kind of tight for me to be able to get all of that in. And so, yeah, no, this is looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and actually widen this out a touch, just so if I need to crop this in post some more, I have that flexibility to do that. But I'm also going to do a small focus stack from front to back just to make sure everything is sharp. And yeah, that's the image. Now I raised my tripod up in hopes to show more of the hole that the log was going over compared to the first composition that I shot.
Now I was hoping to fine tune this scene even more, so I went ahead and framed up a vertical composition to see how that looked. Now I'm going to brighten this up so you guys can see a touch here, but now I'm doing a vertical of that same composition. The snow is really coming down, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot this because I actually like that I might be able to get all the snow in here. And so I'm going to shoot with a little bit faster shutter speed and probably have to bump my ISO to do that so everything's sharp. And yeah, I'll show you guys what that image looks like. With the snow coming down as hard as it was difficult to check the back of my camera to see if I had the right shutter speed to stop all of the falling flakes. If I could do it all over, I think I would use a touch faster shutter speed to show more of those falling snowflakes. All in all though, I was pretty happy with how this shot turned out. I am curious though to hear your thoughts. Which one of these three compositions did you like? Did you like the wide shot that was lower to the ground, the square shot that featured some of the sky, or the wide shot looking straight up into the heart of the storm? Let me know down in the comment section below. Okay, so now I found another scene that might work out, but I think this one's gonna have to be more of a pano, more of a tighter crop. I'm gonna shoot back towards this direction. I'm gonna go ahead and get set up though, and I'll walk you guys through the composition that I end up going with. So it actually pays dividends to turn around because look at this. I was turning around to grab this camera because I wasn't liking this shot. I was about to turn it off, and then I saw this behind me, and I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this because this looks awesome. You know, the thing that I didn't screw up on is I did not bring a freaking lens cloth with me. So there's probably water spots all over this shot, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I got framed up here. And then I think I'm actually gonna get in the car because I think I'm gonna be able to get some of those mountain shots that I missed earlier. So, but here's this composition. Brighten it up so you guys can see, maybe wipe some of this freaking snow off. But we have some nice foreground elements here, and I'm still gonna kind of play with this balance of it. I wanna condense the scene a little bit more, so I might move a little bit closer. But we got the two pines framing up this very ethereal atmospheric mountain in the background, which you guys probably can't see because there's water all over my screen here. So let me just show you guys the shot, and then I'll show you the next shot that I fix, and I'll walk you through it via voiceover. How about that? I opted for a 4:3 crop on this image, which is not one I typically find myself using, but I did feel it cleaned up the composition well and also provided more breathing room than a 1:1 crop did. With those shots in the bag, I decided to head back to the shelter of the van to dry off and make a plan for the rest of the afternoon. Oh, everything is wet. Yeah, so we're gonna head back down the mountain. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Somebody's a little out of shape right now. So yeah, we're a little rough on the hiking stuff, especially through snow. But it doesn't look like I have a lens cloth in here. I did some cleaning before I took my break for the holidays and took a bunch of the stuff out that needed to be in here. So yeah, then check this out. Can't see like at all outside. Crazy. This new camera I have, pretty freaking awesome. It like tracks me everywhere I go. It's made by DJI. It's the Osmo Pocket 3. Yeah, it's so far been good. I have no idea how the audio and the video is going to look until I get it back, but I thought with this storm it'd be a perfect opportunity to use it. So love it. Let's turn that guy on and let it thaw for a little bit. Man, it is absolutely coming down right now. Barely any visibility. I can't really see that mountain that I want to see, so I'm actually going to head down to the desert area, see if I can get some shots of some Joshua trees getting smoked with snow, and then maybe we can head back up here and find a composition down there of these mountains as they're being revealed by the storm. But the storm is now like shifted. It was blowing away from where we're at. Now it's blowing back in. So yeah, I don't know how much longer this is gonna last, or if we're gonna be here all night like this. You know, it's just, I'm not far from my home, so I'm not staying out here tonight. I'm going home. I gotta work. But I'm more curious. And then tomorrow morning, I'm really excited about tomorrow morning. If this is blowing back through and hitting the way it's hitting, a spot we're gonna go should be dusted pretty good. So I'm always working the scene before I put my tripod down, just to see if there's something better. There's a lot going on here, so probably just move around for a little bit before I throw the tripod down, just to make sure I see all my options. God, you'd think this would be a lot easier.
The whiteout conditions provided countless subjects begging to be isolated in a minimalist style. The issue I found myself having was my maximum 35mm focal length didn't create enough compression to translate the compositions I was seeing over to the framing of my shots. This would end up being a reoccurring problem I would have to navigate the rest of the afternoon.
I've been working this set of Joshua trees for the last few minutes now, and I think I finally got a good composition, but I actually might adjust a little bit more here. I'm trying to create a bunch of depth. There's a nice hill, bunch of snow coming through, but you know, I'm gonna try to probably get this shot, and then I'm probably gonna head off the mountain. Somebody just drove off the road over here, so it's getting a little dangerous. I've gone for like a 16:9, but I might even crop this down to a 2:1 in post. But you see, I just have all these Joshua trees evenly spaced out, and then there's this dead one right in the middle, and then the mountain coming down, and obviously that blanket of white. So it took me a little while to kind of find a balanced composition, but I think this one's going to work out.
I wish I was able to capture this image during the peak of the storm so the mountain in the back was more washed out. The frame overall is a bit unbalanced in the background area, so unfortunately this one doesn't quite work out as well as I hoped. I did opt for a black and white conversion of the same image, which I personally like more, but I am curious to hear your thoughts on it as well. After driving a few miles down the road, I found an area that had tons of potential.
Okay, I drove quite a ways down the mountain. A lot less snow going on down here. There's some mountains starting to peek through, kind of adding more depth to the scene. So I just brought the camera on the tripod. I didn't want to feel like bringing the bag out here. And we're gonna go up here and see if we can find some foreground and see if we can frame up a desert snow shot with all of these awesome Joshua trees.
I found myself again wishing I had more reach than just 35 millimeters. Even something like a 50 millimeter would have been fine, allowing me to compress the scene more, which in turn would have helped highlight the subjects better. These images aren't terrible, but they definitely aren't that great either. Now this image was definitely my favorite of the bunch. I was able to use a tighter crop to help fake the illusion of how a longer lens would simplify the scene more. I also opted for a high-key black and white conversion of this image, and honestly, I'm torn on which I like more. I'm not the biggest fan of black and white images usually, but for these two shots, I am happy with the results.
Well, sorry guys, I haven't been really walking you guys through compositions. I screwed up here and I forgot to bring an extra battery with me from the van, and my battery's almost dead. The light's getting really freaking good right now, and so I don't want to run back. So hopefully I can get these shots, but I showed you guys a few of those compositions and I walked you through it in the office, but man, what a night. I want to get some B-roll here just to kind of show you guys what's going on, but this turned out really, really awesome. And looking at where these other mountains have been hit with snow, I think we're going to have a good shoot tomorrow morning. But that might be another video. I don't know yet. This version of Riley doesn't know yet. But holy crap, check out this light.
Felt my equipment limitations caused some adversity for me to overcome during this shoot, so I guess it's time for me to save up for a longer lens. That's a wrap on this week's episode. Make sure you guys hit the like button down below if you enjoyed the content, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. But bye for now. I will see you guys all here again next week.